This is the Shark Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe. If you've ever shopped for a vacuum, you know the choices can feel almost endless. And, honestly, I was a little overwhelmed when I first began looking for a new one myself. I've used basic stick vacuums in the past. I've owned heavy, clunky uprights that made my back hurt just looking at them. And I was kind of at a point where my old vacuum wasn't cutting it, especially on carpets or when it came to picking up all the bits that seemed to live in the corners and along the baseboards. From my experience, that's where a vacuum's real performance shows. When the Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe arrived, it came in a main box with a few well-marked components inside. I was kind of relieved at how easy it was to assemble. After hauling my share of IKEA furniture, I know sometimes simple is better. With this vacuum, the main body snaps right into place, and the handle and hose just click in easily. The instructions are basic, and even for someone just starting out with vacuums, it's pretty straightforward. I like that it didn't overwhelm me with dozens of pieces or screws. Looking at the design, it's got that classic upright vacuum shape, but it feels modern. The color on mine is a deep navy blue, so it's a little more stylish than the typical plain plastic vacuums. The canister where all the dust and debris goes is clear, so you can see exactly how much dirt you're picking up, which I find kind of satisfying, but it also helps you know when it's time to empty it. The build feels sturdy, mostly plastic, but with a metal wand that gives a little more confidence when you're moving around the house. While it's not feather light, at just about 16 pounds, it feels manageable for me to carry up and down stairs. Key features that make this vacuum stand out. Start with the lift-away part of the name. Basically, you just press a release button, then you lift the main canister off the base, which turns it from a standard upright into more of a portable vacuum. For me, it's perfect for cleaning stairs because I don't have to drag the whole base up each step, and it also helps when reaching under furniture. If you've never had a vacuum with this feature, it basically gives you a lot more options for cleaning different parts of your home. The attachments are super useful too. Out of the box, you get an upholstery tool and a crevice tool. The upholstery tool is what I use most for the couch and chairs, especially since I have a pet that sheds. It just pulls up hair from fabric way better than my old vacuum ever did. The crevice tool is pretty self-explanatory. It's the long, skinny one made for tight spaces, like between couch cushions or along the sides of baseboards. It actually works, which is something I was skeptical about because those spots were always tricky for me with previous vacuums. One thing that really impressed me with the Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe is the suction power. Sometimes when I think about powerful suction, it sounds kind of like advertising speak. But in my experience with this vacuum, it absolutely lifts up the deep down dirt and pet hair from my carpets. And for the first time in a while, I'm actually seeing the carpet lines after I finish vacuuming. If you've never gotten those lines before, it's just a nice visual sign that the vacuum is doing its job. There's also an option on the handle to control the suction, which is convenient when I switch from carpet to hard floors or delicate rugs. If you want a more gentle touch, you can ease up the suction so you don't end up tugging at smaller rugs or getting stuck on curtains. Another feature I'd recommend for anyone with allergies, or if you just want to keep things cleaner, is the HEPA filter. That stands for high efficiency particulate air, and it basically means the vacuum traps really fine particles, stuff like dust, pollen, or pet dander, that might cause sneezing or allergy symptoms. In my opinion, this is almost essential if you have asthma or pets at home, because the vacuum isn't just picking up visible dirt, it's keeping the air cleaner, too. I checked the filter after use, and I was honestly shocked at the amount of dust it caught that I never saw with my old model. During the actual cleaning, I found the swivel steering makes a big difference. The head of the vacuum turns smoothly, so navigating around furniture or tight corners feels natural and not awkward or stiff, like with some heavier models. I can get around coffee tables, chairs, and even those little play sets my kids leave all over without getting stuck or having to readjust a bunch. Still, there are a few things I've noticed that could be better. The vacuum body, while easy to carry, is a bit bulky. If you're trying to clean under beds or low sofas and you don't want to use the lift-away feature, you might have trouble getting under those spots completely. Sometimes, I'll find myself reaching for the crevice tool just to get at the edges because the main vacuum head doesn't always pick up along the very edge of a wall. And then in terms of the noise level, I have to admit this vacuum is on the louder side, especially if you use the higher suction setting. If you've got kids napping or you're someone who doesn't love extra noise, it's something to think about. There's also the matter of the cord length. The power cord, to me, seemed shorter than my last vacuum. It's about 25 feet, which gets you around a medium-sized room, but sometimes I do find myself stopping to replug into a different outlet if I'm cleaning several rooms at once. Maintenance is something a lot of people overlook, but I want to mention it because it's important for performance. The dust canister is easy to empty. Just push a button and dump it in the trash. The filters pop out for rinsing, and the brush roll, which is that spinning part that grabs up fuzz and dirt from the floor, can be quickly checked for tangles or hair. I try to give everything a quick clean once a week, so the suction stays strong. One small thing I noticed, which I didn't expect, was that when I use the vacuum in an upright position, but I'm running one of the attachments, like cleaning the couch, I don't get that burning smell I've noticed with other vacuums. In the past, upright vacuums would keep spinning their brush, even if I was just using the hose, and it would overheat and make the house smell. This one doesn't do that, which is a relief, because nobody needs their house smelling like burned carpet. In my opinion, the buildups of dust and hair have been cut way down since I started using this vacuum. The floor just looks and feels cleaner. I also think it's worth pointing out the carpet lines, which not only look nice, but really show where you've cleaned. For me, it helps mentally break down the job, kind of like mowing the lawn and seeing the stripes. If you're someone who's new to vacuums, the main things you need to know are: lift-away means you can carry the dust canister and hose by itself for hard-to-reach spots. The HEPA filter is there to protect you from airborne dust and allergens. Suction control gives you more flexibility so you can tackle everything from thick carpets to curtains or hard floors. Swivel steering helps with maneuverability, which just means moving around obstacles is easier. Maintenance means emptying the canister regularly, checking the filters, rinsing with water every month or so, and keeping the brush roll free of long hair or threads. If you stay on top of those things, the Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe keeps working like new, at least from what I've seen. I'd recommend this for anyone who has a mix of carpet and hard floors, people with pets, and especially families who want something that's versatile enough to tackle all areas of the house without needing multiple machines. In conclusion, my experience with the Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe has been really positive. It's easy enough to use out of the box, powerful on all kinds of floors, flexible for those hard-to-reach spots, and the maintenance is simple. While it's not perfect, it's a little loud, the cord could be longer, and it's not the sleekest for under-furniture cleaning. The benefits truly outweigh the drawbacks for me. You can find detailed information about the Navigator Lift-Away Deluxe in the comments section. See you in the next video.